Thanks for joining us here tonight, everyone. I'm Paula Grohm. That leaked document was actually a draft of the court's decision. It seems to overturn the legal precedent from Roe v. Wade, which allows the right to an abortion. It's a decision that has stood in this country since 1973. And today, President Biden said the court's actions would go far beyond just abortion.
If the rationale of the decision as released were to be sustained, a whole range of rights are in question. A whole range of rights. And the idea we're letting the states make those decisions, localities make those decisions, would be a fundamental shift in what we've done. So it goes far beyond, in my view, if it becomes a law and if what is written is what remains. It goes far beyond the concern of whether or not there is the right to choose. It goes to other basic rights.
So the question of the hour here tonight, where do we go from here? ABC Action News anchor Vanessa Ariza speaking with a Stetson law professor today to get their take on the reported leak and what it means now going forward.
We've heard where people stand when it comes to the future of Roe v. Wade from both sides of the aisle. But what's staying silent right now is what the next steps the U.S. Supreme Court will take. We may have just gotten a glimpse after the reported leak of Justice Samuel Alito's opinion.
It is alarming what's in this draft opinion. It looks like the Supreme Court is about to overturn Roe v. Wade, which has been the law of the land for 49 years.
Char Torres-Spelisi is a law professor at Stetson University College of Law. She says this isn't the end-all be-all, but it certainly does set a stage on the future of women's reproductive rights.
The stats vary, but between 1 in 4 and 1 in 3 women have an abortion in their lifetime. And this will take that right off the table for women in many, many states.
If this opinion moves forward and Roe v. Wade is voted down in the U.S. Supreme Court, Torres-Spelisi says there are 2 ways to reverse the action. First, an amendment to the Constitution. It's been done before, but it is not easy. Then there's option 2.
If there is political will, then Congress could pass a federal law that guarantees the right to abortion all over the country.
Whichever side of the scale you tip, Torres-Spelisi says this is a clear reminder why it is important to vote. In Tampa, Vanessa Ariza, ABC Action News.
All right, so let's go back to the beginning here with what started this whole thing, because you may be wondering, why is this happening now? It kind of feels like it just dropped out of the sky all of a sudden. But the court has actually been hearing a case from Mississippi on that state's 15-week abortion ban for nearly 2 years now. Well, in June of 2020, the state's health officer appealed to the Supreme Court, asking the court to overturn Roe v. Wade. That case is the long-standing legal precedent that says restrictions on abortion before a fetus is viable outside of the womb. Those restrictions, it says, are unconstitutional. Well, then last May, the U.S. Supreme Court agreed to hear the case. So fast forward to December of last year, and the court heard the oral arguments of this case. Now, those hearings lasted almost 2 hours, and based on the questions at the time from the justices, it appeared that they were leaning toward overturning Roe v. Wade. And then yesterday, Politico released the draft majority decision, which was written a couple of months ago back in February. Chief Justice John Roberts has now confirmed the draft is in fact real and called it a singular and egregious breach of trust and vowed to investigate. Now, to be crystal clear about all of this, the release was a draft decision. An official decision is not expected to be released until sometime later this summer, perhaps in June.